The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 11. And it came to pass, when Jesus had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. Now when John had heard in the prison the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples, and said unto him, Art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? Jesus answered and said unto them, Go and shew John again those things which ye do hear and see. I bought this Bible on eBay, and there's really no marks, but there is right here. Somebody underlined again and said, reminder. Jesus answered and said unto them, Go and shew John again those things which ye do hear and see. So, again, the blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. And as they departed, Jesus began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind? But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. Speaks highly of John the Baptist. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Violence in heaven? Oh no. What? For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which is for to come. That must be Elisha. Somebody in the future. I gotta check that. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the market, and calling unto their fellows, and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath the devil. Okay, what does this even mean? We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. They mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath the devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Behold, a man gluttonous, and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. So they're putting down, sounds like they're putting down John the Baptist, but for what? He's not sinning anyway. He's not eating or drinking. But they're saying he's got a devil in him. And now he says, the Son of Man came. He's eating. He's drinking. And so now he's gluttonous and a drunk. Yeah, so it's just anything that can be said will be said. This is how Satan works. I think that's what that means. It's just his intention all the time, right? Just a complete liar. Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee, Bethsaida! You know, I just looked up the word Bethesda. You know what that means? I remember. It means seat of mercy, right? That they have that school, a naval school, Bethesda. Why do they call it that? Why do they call a military place seat of mercy? I don't know. Unless they are inspired by the Bible, why would they do that? I think Chorazin is some idol like Moloch, something they worship. Woe unto the Bethsaida. Well, I'm going to find out what this means, because I don't know why that place is called Bethesda. It is like a total military thing. But he mentions Chorazin, Bethsaida, for if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, okay, we're talking about Phoenicia, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. Uh-oh. That's not good, right? Sidon. Who is Sidon? Sidon is one of the 11 sons of who? Canaan. Right? Sidon and Tyre. And Tyre is, we just heard about, right? Oh, king of Tyre. Oh, king of Tyrus, they call it, right, in the Bible? And they're not talking about Hiram, who became king of Tyre, who is the son of like it's like a man from the Danites and a woman from, oh, I have it right here. I'm not even going to get up. It's going to be too long. But when they talk about that Tyrus, it's like another one that goes back way further. And it's like this Sidon is probably a giant. And so this person, Tyre, they're probably, you know, around the same time or something. And that's what Phoenicia is named after. These two places are named after those giants. And then that's Phoenicia. So something's going on here with this Chorazin, Bethsaida, Tyre, and Sidon. And it's being said that these two are worse than Tyre and Sidon. So we need to figure out what that means. And thou, Capernum, which art exalted unto heaven, shalt be brought down to hell. Oh. I don't even know what that is right now, but it sounds really familiar. Maybe it's somewhere in Italy. It's the Romans, maybe. Probably the Romans. And thou, Capernum, which art exalted into heaven, shall be brought down to hell. Whoa. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. Wow, that's something to think about. What are they even talking about? We need to find out what Capernum did and find out why, if it was built in Sodom, it would still be there, where there is nothing. It must mean, it must mean their work, okay, maybe they're talking about Rome, and their works are so strong, their building work, like the old giants in the old megalith blocks, I think they're saying in that Capernaum, which art exalted into heaven, like probably literally, they're probably building stuff better, that similar maybe, not on purpose, but just because they can. They have this ability to build well. And then, you know, they created all the, those water things. But you see what it says? It says, he's complimenting him, no, but he's saying you're gonna be brought to hell. But you know what? By the way, if you had done that in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. It sounds like that you build so well, Capernum, that, you know, that place which was destroyed by hail and just sulfur fire and nothing remained, right, at all. They're saying that their works would remain. So he's really complimenting their building. But I say unto you, but I don't know about these other two people, Chorazin and Bethsaida. And then what is also worrisome is why do we call our naval place Bethesda, right? Which is Bethsaida, basically. And it means seat of mercy. And I thought, well, that's what it said in the Google when I was up a couple months ago. You know what? What did they do so bad? That's what I have to look at. They did something so bad. These three people that Jesus is comparing him, that, you know, well, he's saying these first two, you're doing stuff just so bad that, like, even Phoenicia wouldn't even consider doing that type of stuff. But then this one, these are extraordinary builders. He's just complimenting. He said they're really evil, though. They're going to go to hell, but you really were good builders, by the way. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. So this is this Capernum person. So they're probably pretty prideful about their building. Because, like, even, what is this word we learned last night? Going after different flesh. I forget what it's called. I don't even really want to know what it is, but it wasn't just they were being homo. It was that they were, I don't even know. It's a scary word. Mr. Carrico said it yesterday, but it's that word where they're just doing animals and this and that, and they're doing, like, magic things and transmutations and genes and all this, right? So that's what they were doing, and they're, like, pretty proud of it. They were, like, really, totally sexually corrupt, right? But even more than it says that in the Bible, it talks about, I didn't talk about that thing about the animals. David Carrico said that. He said that those were the sins of Sodom, right? He's like, it wasn't just, you know, homo. It was like they were doing animals. They were creating things, you know, transhumanism type things, right? I mean, just think about it, right? When those two angels, these are angels of God, right? When they saw them, they're like predatory on them, right? So they're not just, it seems like they're not just regular, and they are attacking angels. You have to have a lot of nerve, right? I mean, they recognize who they were. They're not just like, they're like, oh, this is that. I mean, they had something going on. But probably transmutation, all these things making them real bad. But the thing they do talk about in the Bible specifically is pride. So when they're talking about that you're just worse than Sodom, this Capernum, it must be pride over their buildings, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just reading it. But I have to look those three up because it means something. And then they bring this up, and you'll receive it. This is Elias, which was for to come. He's talking about something in the future. But otherwise, it looks like it's pretty straightforward, right? And understandable. We found out the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. That's interesting. Interesting phrase. And the violent take it by force. It's like, what are you talking about? Uh-oh. When does that happen? Like, that is a strange thing to say. There's no indication anywhere of anything like that happening, right? It's like people are getting thrown out of there, right? Like, right? But heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. What is that? So this is a little strange, this chapter right here. deserves more study. The first 10 here, they are just really straightforward, I feel like. I didn't even need to talk about anything. I felt like too much. Might be disagreement there. I don't know. I'm not listening to these things again. It's almost done, though, but there's something going on with these three, with Chorazin, Bethsaida, and Capernum. There's something going on. That's interesting. Because it sets the tone for, the society and what's going on right there. Okay. But I say to you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Capernaum, right? He didn't say it, but okay. At that time, Jesus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light.